Never thought I'd see the day. After so many years of waiting, Dragon Quest XII: The Flames of Fate has finally been re-revealed as Dragon Quest XII: Beyond Dreams. Yeah, they changed the title. With this new announcement, we got our very first look at the game with actual gameplay, showcasing its world and characters, which I think should hold DQ fans over for quite some time. After having to stare at a logo for half a decade, it's nice to finally have something to actually talk about. And there's surprisingly a lot to unpack here, starting with the big one, the main character. Akira Toriyama's final Dragon Quest hero has at long last been revealed, and he is very funny looking. The hero's design has been a hot topic since the trailer dropped, and it's obvious why. He looks unlike any Dragon Quest protagonist we have ever seen, with these really tired looking eyes and this strange mohawk haircut with a fade, and that's not to mention the tattered outfit. It's a far cry from your typical Dragon Quest hero, so it's no wonder it took so many people by surprise. Some might even think it looks bad, but as for me personally, well, honestly, it's growing on me. It's definitely not what I expected at all from a DQ hero, but I'm starting to think maybe that's not such a bad thing. To me, this design is so authentically Toriyama. You see, for a while, Toriyama was actually getting frustrated with Dragon Quest. He mentioned it often in interviews. He was someone who hated doing the same thing over and over again, and so he felt restricted by the DQ series, having to redesign the same archetypal hero again and again, with the constraints that each one looks like a Dragon Quest hero. So to me, this appears to be a modern Toriyama design, with him having more creative control. Now, is this one of my favorite hero designs? No, it's probably not even in my top 5. I think it lacks a lot of the visual cohesion that DQ heroes are known for. Some of the pieces don't mesh together quite well. It definitely could use some tweaks, but overall I'm starting to warm up to it, and I think most will too in due time. And of course, we see more than just the hero. We get a look at other characters too, including this pink-haired mechanic girl, confirming that DQ12 will feature futuristic machines, including flying vehicles, robots, and even guns? Dragon Quest games have played around with this idea a bit, but never quite on this scale. I mean, look at this, that's some kind of high-tech spaceship or a submarine? DQ has never had something like this. This is the first hint that DQ12's world is way more different than any Dragon Quest world we've seen before, and there's even more evidence supporting this. We see what appears to be some kind of draconian race. Dragon Quest has featured dragon-human hybrids before, but they never really looked like lizard people up until now. We see this one guy who has a very similar haircut and outfit to the main character, which makes me think they're probably connected in some way. Maybe they're part of the same clan. And the next scene shows this lizard guy at what appears to be a sort of gladiator arena suspended in the air by a hot air balloon, which looks really cool. This short scene seems to confirm the appearance of multiple kingdoms in DQ12's world, as it appears to take place in the first castle city we're shown, with a visiting desert kingdom being present for some kind of tournament. You can see the desert kingdom guards opposite the city guards here, and you can see some NPCs wearing Middle Eastern style garb in the crowd. The lizard guy appears here dressed in full armor representing this kingdom, as he has the same insignia on his belt, and it appears his opponent is a champion from the Desert Kingdom. So it's possible that he and the main character are actually gladiators representing the kingdom, which would be a really cool setup, and it explains the strange outfit. And then finally we see the first new monster in the game, this armored dragon that the hero is fighting in a cave, confirming that we'll be seeing new monster designs in the game. Unfortunately, we don't see any of the actual combat, but something tells me it won't be too different from what we're used to. Overall, the trailer gave us a really good first look at the game. The world looks amazing, it's like an evolution of Dragon Quest XI's aesthetic, and we see familiar monsters across various biomes and landscapes, as well as beautiful towns and cities. It seems like a vast world with plenty to explore. And the story is also intriguing, focusing on dreams and premonitions, which is actually an idea that series creator Yuji Horii suggested in an interview way back in 2018. So this is a narrative that could have been in the works for a long time. This is just really exciting because we finally get to see Dragon Quest XII after all these years. However, the news does come with some unfortunate developments. During the announcement, DQ12 producer Yosuke Saito confirmed that the original game they announced, Dragon Quest XII: The Flames of Fate, ran into a lot of hurdles during its development, leading to them starting over from scratch. If you pair this statement with reports back in 2024 claiming that Saito would be replacing the previous producer, along with major staff changes at the behest of the new Square Enix president, that means that about 5 years worth of development on the original DQ12 got scrapped, and this new version is roughly 2 years into development. This means the game is probably even further away than we expected, but more importantly, what we have just witnessed is a Dragon Quest game getting cancelled. Square Enix has scrubbed every mention of the original announcement from the internet. The original trailer, the 35th anniversary stream, the official press releases, all gone. Wiped from existence. It's like they don't want us to know about it, and this sucks. The Flames of Fate promise to take the series in a drastically different direction with a darker tone and a focus on more meaningful choices, which Dragon Quest has often shied away from. And I was so excited for it. I really wanted to see how Hori would evolve the series after so many years of sticking to tradition. In comparison, Beyond Dreams seems to be very in line with the expected tone of Dragon Quest. Even the new logo looks like a typical Dragon Quest logo, changing the color to red to match the series' tradition of even-numbered games having a red logo, while the original one implied that the game would forego tradition and go in its own direction. Beyond Dreams is going to feel like another Dragon Quest game, and I love this series, so I'm not necessarily upset about this, but I feel like there was so much potential in the original concept. It seems so ambitious. Who knows what kind of crazy ideas Hori was going to implement. It's hard not to mourn the loss of the original vision, and that's not to mention this restart likely happened after both the artist and composer passed away, so even if the work they did is still being used, it might not be made to match the tone of this game, which is really unfortunate. It's just so frustrating not knowing what we could have gotten, or even the exact reasons why they had to restart development. For all we know, the original game could have been an unplayable mess, and this was the right call, but we'll never know for sure. I just hope this change was made for the right reasons, and that this game will still be a fantastic entry in the series. Overall, I'm really excited. We have waited so long for this moment, and now hopefully it won't be too much longer until we finally get to play it. So until then, I'm looking forward to having more discussions on Dragon Quest XII Beyond Dreams, and I hope you are too. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear more about Dragon Quest, you should definitely check out this video right here. I think you'll definitely enjoy it. I'll see you there.